I want to talk to you guys really quick about storage. So, have you ever asked when you've been in a consultation with your photographer what they do after the wedding is over? What do they do with their photos? Do they keep them? Do they store them? And what happens to the photos that are not delivered? Obviously, there's thousands of pictures that get taken during a wedding day. So, and the reason why I want to explain this is because it is super, super important. You might not think about it now, but in like 30 years or 20 years or 10 or 15 or even 5 or 1 year from now, you're going to be thinking about it. This is why. So, as a wedding photographer, when you shoot so many weddings a year, it gets really tough to store photos. For a lot of people, it's a nuisance. However, it is very, very essential. For us, we store everything in 3 different places, including the photos that don't get delivered. And I'm going to explain why in a second. So, we keep all the raw files, including the JPEGs, including everything that gets delivered to my clients. I keep them forever. I will pay. Storage is costly, but I will pay for it because you really just never know what's going to happen. For example, people's houses burnt down. USBs get lost. Online files might get corrupt. I keep them, and that's why I keep them in many different places. Hard drives, cloud storage, everything, you name it, because I don't want to risk any of the files getting corrupt, or should anything happen to any of my clients' photos, that's why I keep them. Now I'm going to talk about a recent scenario where a bride's father had passed away. And so I went through all of the other files that weren't delivered, and I literally collected every single image that there was of him, because if that was my father, I would definitely want them, even though a lot of them were duplicates, or maybe there were some that were blurry, but it really doesn't matter because that is really important. So this is why I keep everything. Something to consider when you're having a consultation with your wedding photographer is to ask that question. How do you store your photos? How long do you keep them for? For me, I keep all of my clients' photos for life. So if in 20 years they come back asking for certain photos, I will have them. That is just not something I really advertise, but something that is really important to me because I personally just think that is something that is super essential and should be available. So yeah, something to ask your photographer. Do they keep the photos that they deliver to you? And do they keep the photos that are not delivered just in case should anything happen, et cetera, down the road? Fail-safes are never a bad thing. And it's just one of those things. It's like insurance. Like, you don't really want it, but you really need it. So I hope that all you potential brides out there or brides that are in the early stages of planning find it really helpful.